Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and in this live stream, aka tonight, we're gonna check into the upcoming week. I'm already quite into it, so without further ado, let's jump into the collective reading right away. The cards for it, which I drew a few hours ago, you can see at the thumbnail, but I'm gonna show them to you anyway. The first one that I drew, that is the Ace of Pentacles, followed by the second card, which is the Empress, and the final card for collective for the week, we do have the Strength. So these are the three cards. That is how the elemental dignity stands. Okay, so we do have the Ace of Pentacles primary card, influenced by the Empress from one side and by the Strength from the other. Hello, Rocky. Welcome to the stream. So all in all, that should be really good week. Okay, really good week to perform or put a start off, so to speak. And when I do say to put a start off, because the Empress is to the Ace of Pentacles, that means that this isn't just going to be a start off, okay? That is just the initial momentum, but the whole point about being the Empress being there next to the Ace of Pentacles, it gives a shade of longevity to the matter. And what the week is really good at, or good for, so to speak. Well, with the Ace of Pentacles being at the very first position, it's all about content, what you are content of. But the primary representatives of the Ace of Pentacles, very lucrative business maneuvers or a quite harmonious relationships, which could be intimate relationships, friendships, business relationships, if you will, but whatever your heart desire, because in under its philosophy, the Ace of Pentacles is a wealth, all right? But everybody considers wealth a different value. So for some, wealth is family, for others, wealth is health, right? For third, wealth is money. For fourth, wealth is power. Personally, for me, wealth is information. The more you know, the better you are in any single way. The information gives you power, it gives you opportunities, it gives you freedom. In any case, so whatever you do consider wealth, it is an excellent week to start accumulating that wealth. And the accumulation is going to be over a long run, but because the Empress is there next to the Ace of Pentacles, it will worth it. Now, the Strength. The Strength is not a good card having it into this elemental dignity, because it kind of shows, for lack of better expression, I'm going to use the term overperformance, or in another word said, the passion that we can put into it, it could burn the whole thing, the whole endeavor inside out. So it's very, very important that yes, we need to initiate, we need to start. Above everything else, we need to plan, because plan is a good way how we can start something, but we shouldn't put so much passion in it to burn it out from within. So the moment you start feeling aggression, that is the moment or the sweet spot where you, me, everyone needs to stop pushing, cool yourself a bit, and then try again. Rocky, thank you for the 28 Canadian. Thank you, Rocky. And Nancy, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you, Nancy. You both guys are going to have a reading at the end of the stream, as per usual. And as there is no inquiry for either of you, the reading is going to be about your personal week, what the week is going to be for you personally. So let me put you, Nancy, as well. All right. All right, so that was the general reading. Quick disclaimer before I move forward, bear in mind that these are going to be readings for the star signs. There are going to be 12 readings now, one for each star sign. I'm going to start as the ecliptic runs, meaning from Aries, and I will start with Aries and I'm going to end up with Pisces. And again, bear in mind that these are a star sign readings, and depending on how many planets and what kind of a planets you do have in any star sign will determine how these readings are going to influence you. So take on these readings as a guidance, as a message that you need to take under consideration, that you should take under consideration. But very seldom they do happen to be a straightaway answer to whatever questions or problems you do have. But if you do wish to have a personal reading with me, that's the subject of it is going to be your personal matters, you can go to my website, which link you will find in the description down below. There at the very front page, you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. And should you enjoy the stream and should you wish to support it, you can do so via Super Chat or via PayPal, which link you also going to find in the description down below. And anyone who does Super Chat or a PayPal donation, you guys are going to have a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. So with that said, let's start with the very first star sign, which is going to be Aries. Here you can track which star sign I'm reading for by observing the glyph, which is right over here. Right, so as far as Aries goes, the first card is the Eight of Cups, followed by the Empress. And the last one that we do have, it is the Six of Wands. Okay, it is the Six of Wands. And it's about pollution. And that is a pollution of taste. So this is the week where you can fix that taste of things not going accordingly. Right? Things aren't going accordingly in your business or in your career or in your love life. Most likely it is about relationships, friendship relationships, family relationships, business relationships, because there are a lot of emotions involved, emotions of a disappointment, discontent. I can't really say grievances, but we could be they could be right behind the corner here. And according to these cards, it's all about the situation. Maybe a plan fell off, or maybe some kind of a action that the other side took didn't actually was, you know, according to your taste. But regardless, that card, Eight of Cups, always speaks about discontent, and it's not exactly disappointment. It is like you wish would have been different, you wish would have been better, with the full understanding that it is what it is, okay? But because we do have the Empress again next to the Eight of Pentacles, that is an elemental dignity of a like fixing like a correctional exam, if you will. You know, in university, when you fail your first exam, you always have a date to correct, right? To have another exam of the same, so you can kind of like correct your failure. Hello, Susie. And that is something that is going to be this week about. But it's very important that neither of you Aries are to be beguiled by a fast progression. Six of Wands next to the Eight of Cups. Very easy someone to be, like I said, a beguile into a temporary stuff, one-time things, okay, like one night stand, if you will, or just a one-time payment, and so on and so forth. So it's very important that you do look in perspective here, Aries, when the week starts and the endeavors that are going to await you there, because you definitely are going to have a second chance. Hopefully you do not get yourself distracted by easy wins to get it. So that was Aries. Now moving next, we do have Taurus. Pisces Moonbeam is going to be late, by the way. Two of Wands. It's a really good card for for Taurus starting up. I hope that you do have something that you are working on right now, something that is going on for you, because it's a really, really important card into that direction. The moon it is the next one here, okay? And the third card for Taurus is the Hermit. So it's going to be an important week for Taurus in terms of a feeling of progression, because really what these cards are showing up here is that there are going to be results that matter for you, all right? Something you, like I said, something you have started recently. It could be that you have started dating, or you have started working on some kind of a project, whatever the case, all right? Something you have started, how you could have started playing new video game, whatever the case, all right? The point here is that the results, the initial results that you have started, for example, you have made an impression, or you have mesmerized someone, all right, or you have made a little bit of a money out of something, okay? These results are going to expand. They're going to expand, and I don't know if you're going to reach the maximum potential, but definitely at least twofold. At least twofold. Now, the issue, it wouldn't matter, right? You do have some kind of a future that awaits you, and whether, you know, these results are good or bad, it wouldn't make any difference whatsoever, okay? So I don't know what to advise you really, because if I were at your place, I wouldn't put up much thought into it. So if I do have these cards, I will kind of like go forward with the endeavor, but not in a way that it is at all cost. You know what I mean? Because with the Two of Wands, there is a shred of responsibility that you have to bear as well. So bear that in mind. Okay, you ain't gonna be 100% free, so to speak. Yasmin, hello, welcome to the stream, and as well, thank you for the $20 PayPal. Thank you, Yasmin. And as well, someone else, Sue, thank you for the $20 as well. Thank you, Sue. You both are gonna have a reading at the end of the stream. Let me put you into the list. Oops. So as you do not have any inquiry, the reading is going to be what the week is going to be for you. All right, that was Taurus. Now, next star sign, we have Gemini. Pisces Moonbeam is going to be late today, if she's going to show up at all, because she does have some kind of personal stuff. A family stuff, actually. And because I was in a foul mood yesterday, in fact, I'm in a foul mood from a very, very long time, few weeks now, and I just don't know how to fix it. I mean, I know that it doesn't look like it when I'm in front of the live stream. That is the only time when I'm working with tarot when that mood doesn't touch me, but as soon as I get away from the cards, it's just did you have that moment, guys, when kind of like whatever you do, you don't see any meaning of it? I mean, you just don't see any point. Well, that kind of a mood I am right now. Anyway, enough kind of like gibberish about me. King of Wands for Gemini. The second card, it is the Page of Wands. And the Ace of Cups. All right, so great week. A lot of fun. All right, the King of Wands and the Page of Wands going forward together. That is a week where you're going to have a lot of opportunities to have fun, like, you know, going out with friends, partying, having a good kind of like dinner or whatever, all right? Because these two cards together, they allow you to drink from the joy of life and from the how can I put it into words? Yeah, it is the joy of life. I don't know how to say it in another way, all right? and just to make your day-to-day routine super colorful. Okay. The other interpretation of these two cards, guys, it is that you will have new ambition. Some kind of a, I don't want to say goal, right? Because ambition for me, it's quite big than a goal. A goal is a part of getting an ambition done, right? So you're going to have some kind of a new ambition, and you're going to have a pretty good idea how to pretty much put everything into motion. Now, the problem it is that Ace of Cups next to the King of Wands, and this card here shows that the whole thing is going to be inappropriate. Okay, it's gonna come in inappropriate time, in inappropriate place, and it is gonna feel like not right, which doesn't make it unright. Okay, it's just that is how it's gonna feel. As a matter of fact, having these urges to kind of like have fun also are gonna feel quite inappropriate. I advise you to just, if you ain't gonna messing with anybody else's life, you ain't hurting anybody, go forward and have some fun. I mean, have some fun for my own sake, if you will, because, News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you, News Devon. I'm gonna use Lenormand cards for your question, and I do need your permission for that, because only with the Lenormand cards I can tell you for certain. What a week indeed, Taco. Thank you for the $22.22. Thank you, Taco. At the end of the stream, you both are going to have your readings. Let me put you into the list. Nah, News Devon, thank you. Thank you so much. But it is just too many kind of like crappy things happened lately, and yeah. Astrology, thank you for the $20. Thank you. At the end of the stream, I'm going to answer your question. The best I can do is to tell you or to check on what experience you're going to have moving closer. That way you can make that choice for yourself, because tarot cannot make choices for you. Okay, it's just, this isn't the design of the cards, and whoever does it, it's not right. It's just not right. Just give me a second here to refresh the stream, because I lost half of the functions. Yeah, okay. I don't know why. But no, News Devon, it's gonna pass with time. Thank you so much for your offer, though. I just need something to look forward to. That's my problem. I know what my problem is. I just need something to look forward to. Which is gonna show up with time. Well, astrology happenings, knowing what kind of experience you're gonna have, it's a good point of reference to make that choice. It's just, I cannot tell you, yes, you should go, or rather, it's not appropriate for me to tell you that, because at the end of the day, I can tell you what you should do, but you will be the one who will bear the consequences of that. So I think that you should make your choice, informed one. Okay. So I do believe that it is better to go along with your question rather than just a general reading. Christmas is coming. Christmas isn't something that I'm looking forward to. It's just another day for me. Cancer, the Sun card. followed by 10 of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. It is the third card here. Okay, so these are the 4 cards we have for you guys. These 3 cards. I'm sorry, not 4, 3 cards. Pretty simple interpretation, and it's gonna be a good week. This is a week where you will find yourself being very happy. All right, very happy and progressive also, because the sun speaks about a natural development, natural progression, things which fit with you. All right, things that click in your life and that you don't have to struggle to keep around. Only thing that you will have to do is just, keep up with the demand, which according to these cards is going to be something you will gladly be able to give away. For example, someone makes you happy, and in order to make you happy, they only require your attention, and it is attention that you will gladly give away because that person makes you happy. Can I put it into words? That whole thing is going to bring down upon you strings and tides and responsibilities, but again, you ain't gonna feel them that way at all. It's a great week to start some financial endeavors, right? Because the sun also does speaks for monetary gains. It is just everything that's kind of like makes a person feel and be as well growing. And in our world, we do know that that's kind of money. And also, it's a great week to bury the hatchets with someone. It's just, if you do have a family member that's kind of like you are on the edge with them, things are a bit rocky, that's a great week to kind of like bury the hatchets, like I said. It's just that is a week where you both are gonna see no reason anymore whatsoever to kind of like be on the edge, but instead you can work together to resolve the issue, whatever the issue. All right, next we do have Leo. Page of Swords. 5 of Swords. Tower. Well, it's a nasty week for you, Leo. It's a really, really nasty one. You are gonna be surprised. Not in a good way. Now, I don't know how to say it, so it has a positive spin, right? The only positive spin I can see from these cards, Leo, because I don't want to lie to you guys, it's just within the cards, is that kind of like some kind of quite of an unexpected help may come to your aid. But how big is gonna be that help? I don't know. I wouldn't bet on that. On the flip side, I do fear that according to these cards, that is the week where you are going to be betrayed. Because the cards, they do scream about a betrayed trust. It's just they do say that that's going to be the week you're going to find out that you have placed your trust where it does not belong. Simple as that. So hopefully it's not something with a huge impact, okay, on your life, at least on your physical life. But coat yourself warm, because it does look like that you will have to withstand some really, really cold winds of disagreements, arguments, fights, and kind of like betrayals, like I said. Now, on a personal note, it's very likely throughout the week that some kind of a quite unique thought is going to appear in your mind. You might have a thought about some kind of new idea, okay, for a business or just in general for life. And the week is not going to be great for you to materialize that thought, to manifest the thought itself, but it's going to be a good thing for you to scratch it down somewhere and get back into it in a more kind of like favorite times, favorite circumstances, so to speak. But it's going to be, at least according to my cards, guys, it's going to be a nasty week for you. All right, so next, Virgo. Hey, Pisces Moonbeam. Welcome to the stream. You just missed one of the most negative readings I have ever given, right? It amazed me even, right? For Leo. Even I am kind of like stunned by how unpleasant, I don't want to say negative, but unpleasant the reading was. Wow. Just to kind of like tip the scales, for Virgo we do have the Ace of Cups. It is the four of swords, which is actually a very good elemental dignity with the Ace of Cups. It kind of speaks about the emotion. It speaks about stir, all right? And what kind of a stir we have? It's the Ace of Cups. Well, Northern Queen, wherever you feel right for you, okay? I don't want to solicit anyone for anything, so give it whatever you feel easier and right for you. And the third one, it is the King of Cups, okay? So these are 3 cards. And I do have one sentence for you guys. This is going to be a week where you will receive an offer, Virgo, that is going to change everything. Okay, it's literally is going to change everything. It's going to make a stir. You don't have to, how can I put it into words? If now you are kind of like brainstorming your life, figuring out what to do, where to go, what's going to happen. Like, for example, you are in my shoes and you are in that foul mood, seeing no point of anything, okay? This proposal, this offer is going to change everything for you. It's going to brighten your day and transcend your day-to-day reality into something you're going to freaking love it. This offer is going to be the impending change, okay? The impending change that is going to bring you on an emotional heights. A job that you're gonna love, right? A friendship that you are going to cherish and love. It could be a love proposal, who knows? But it's going to be a proposal for you that's gonna change everything. All right, next, Libra. Well, Pisces Moonbeam, it was bound to happen. Actually, I may have given that negative reading once and you kind of like didn't allow it to go live. If you do remember at the start of our cooperation, so to speak. But back then it was my fault, right? The reading didn't have to be that negative. It's just, it was, yeah. Ria, thank you for the $20. And I do apologize if I'm butchering your name. Ria Yulo is the way how I can read it. All right, so you do inquire for a person's feelings, okay? We can definitely check that. Bear in mind that it's going to show the feelings right now, okay? And for example, if that person is angry at you, is gonna show anger, but that doesn't mean that they don't have a kind of like warmer feelings towards you as well. Ria. All right. All right, Ria. So you're gonna have your reading. Thank you again. Libra. Let's check on what we have for you guys. But hey, I mean, for Scorpio readings, now that I think of, the cards weren't that favorite for the last few months. And hello, Anna. Welcome to the stream. And it's kind of surprising. All right, 9 of Cups. 10 of Wands. 8 of Wands. With these 3 cards that we do have, okay, with these 3 cards, it's all about your own take. I mean, this week could be super annoying and very stressful. And when I do say stressful, I do really mean it, right? I do really mean it. And the stress is going to come from the fear of missing out. So do not give yourself away to that. What does the fear of missing out means? Usually a predatory advertising, it's kind of like preying on that fear. They put an advert and they say the quantity is limited and you are afraid of missing it out, right? You are afraid of missing it out and you pay on extra to get it, whatever it is, whatever product it is, only to find out that actually that campaign never ends. And it's always, there is always quantities, right? So the fear of missing out, a date, the fear of missing out an opportunity, the fear of just missing out opinion. And that way, it's just the stress is gonna pressure you very, very much. So take it easy. The best thing you can do is just give yourself an account. What makes you happy? Okay? Because this is exactly what the week is all about here. What makes you happy and maintaining it. Because otherwise, if you kind of like are always under the pressure of fear of missing out, this, what makes you happy, is going to be neglected, not maintained, and you may lose it. So that is a week for you where you need to transform that short-term happiness. I do apologize for the burp. Short-term happiness into a long-lasting one by maintenance. But you don't have to have a fear of missing out because you already have it. All right. If you do have that fear, take a pass on it. Advice of the cards. Other than that, it should be a week where you are going to have a sensual joy and have the feeling of fullness of life, but only where there is no fear of missing out. Good evening, Anna. I don't know if I greeted you, but good evening. All right, Scorpio. God, I need a good card here. God, I need a good card. The death. Actually, now that I think of, it's a good one. Four of Cups. No, it's not. The Wheel of Fortune. All right, so with these 3 cards, it definitely is going to be a pivotal week for Scorpio to make a difference, to make a change. If I have to give myself, for example, to change that foul mood I have, okay? This is not going to be easy. With the Wheel of Fortune sitting next to the Death card, that's not going to be a gift. It's not going to be something that is going to just happen. Okay, it's not going to be something that will be served for us on a silver platter or anything like that. We'll actually have to work for our meal here. With the Four of Cups next to the Death card, this is when, you know, people kind of like get used to things, right? You are, say you're a Scorpio, you're not happy where you are, not happy with your job, not happy with, you know, with your day-to-day routine, and little by little you kind of like get used to it. I mean, what else can we do, right? Well, this is the week where we need to deny that. This is a week where we need to say, no, I just want more, I do deserve more. And start looking for it. With the Four of Cups, things start moving only when people look for it. Only when people look for that opportunity to start moving. And when we do, then the change will happen. With the Death card, then what it doesn't work for us anymore is going to be replaced with something that does. It's a very philosophical reading here for Scorpio. It is all about, you know, a perspective. It's all about the way we see things, and I fully understand that. So yeah, so that's a week. That's a week for Scorpio where we really need to draw a line and figure out where we are heading, why we are heading there, and does it make any sense? All right, next, Sagittarius. Uh, Queen of Swords. The Empress. Six of Swords. Uh, Guys, do you know the states? You know, the states of situations where people tell you, nah, that just can't happen, but you don't give a damn about that because you have already figured out how it's going to happen. Well, that's going to be the week where you are going to make things work, right? That is a week where you are going to, how can I put it into words? Push your things through. Push your, I don't know, court cases through if you are going through such. Push your projects through. Push your opinion through, if you will, or your deals through. That is a week where you are going to do, in the eyes of others, the impossible to make it work for yourself, either in a romantic way or a business way or any way possible as well. And it's more likely than not that the reason for it is going to be information. You're going to have a very vital information that you can use in order to, you know, make it work for yourself. So it's going to be a very potent week for Sagittarius. True, you're going to make some people's life uncomfortable, but I don't think that you're going to see it as a your problem whatsoever, because this is how at some point the question is going to be for you. All right, you're sitting there in the midst of all that, in the midst of your career, in the midst of your love life, and you do have a goal, right? I mean, you do have a dream about your job, dream about your career. And the question is going to be, am I going to do what it takes, you know, to kind of like make that dream come true, or not? I do believe that you are gonna take the former rather than the latter. And yeah, true, this is gonna make some people's life uncomfortable, especially your enemies. In fact, your enemies, they don't stand a freaking chance, alright? I mean, whoever is against you, oh my god, God help them. Or rather, God can't help them, I mean. It's just is going to be a carnage, for lack of a better word using here. And also by kind of like striving to make the things to work for you, Sagittarius, you will overcome some personal fears as well. Some how can I put it into words, thresholds you didn't dare crossing up until this point, but you will, because it's going to be what it takes. All right, next, Capricorn. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Four of Swords. The Death card. Oh, God. All right, this could be interpreted in many ways, right? Um, it very depends what you're going through right now, but just the general taste of these cards is that you're gonna flip like an opinion, like a direction, right? Imagine it that way. You are making a deal, okay, a deal to start a job or a deal to buy a house, and it kind of like this deal is going south, almost like there is no way that this deal is going to happen, and that's going to be the week where you are going to present solid arguments that just is going to make the deal work. Okay, the Death card with the Queen of Wands, when the Queen of Wands it is the prime card, it speaks for find a way to revive, find a way to resuscitate, find a way to make it work where it were not be able to thrive, so to speak. And this is through a sheer sense or astute sense of the core of the matter. I don't know even how to explain it. The Queen of Wands, when there is a problem, the Queen of Wands always knows why is the problem, how is the problem, right? And knows exactly how to fix it. And that's going to be you guys. Not to mention that these cards give you a profound understanding of how people think into the upcoming week. When you talk with someone, you will know how they think, you will know what they need, you will know what their weaknesses are for you to exploit if you so choose. Okay, so you will have all the ingredients to kind of revive your career, to revive your relationship, to revive your marriage if need be, right? Whatever needs be. So it's a reacquisition. It's a week of reacquisition for you, Capricorn. Maybe I need some Gemini juice? Well, I don't know. I don't know what I need, truth be told. Maybe. Never had one. So, Aquarius. Next. Five of Swords. The Empress. Seven of Cups. All right, the Five of Swords with the Empress, that is when people go out of their ways. Out of their ways in order to kind of like get things done, in order to get results, which usual results or usual target is above their pay grade. So you are on a verge, Aquarius, to achieve something big for you throughout the week. It may look small in the eyes of others, for example, in your wife's eyes or in your husband's eyes or, you know, in your coworker's eyes. But for you, it's going to feel huge. And there will be a lot of restrictions, personal restrictions, if you will, that you will have to kind of like overcome or surpass, so to speak. So that is a week where you're truly going to show that you can do more, right? You can do more for your marriage, you can do more for your job, you can do more for your friends, so to speak. The only thing that I do plea for you is just don't kind of like over trust, or that is a week where you need to trust your healthy sense of mistrust, so to speak, because there is a pretty big chance that you may entrust certain things to people that they're just not going to keep up to their promises, right? That is very, very prominent, especially with the Seven of Cups next to the Five of Swords, which speaks that, you know, the answers or the result, the final results lies far away into the future. Okay, it's far away into the future. And in trusting now people with kind of like very important stuff, it's not going to be good move, at least according to these cards. And another thing for you, Aquarius, you have already made up your mind, guys. With that Empress and the Five of Swords, it kind of feels like you haven't, but you did. You already made up your mind. You can, of course, act against it. And isn't that a betrayal of your own self if you do so? That's just within the cards. Hello, Migar Car. Welcome to the stream. I think first time I'm seeing you around. Hope you enjoyed. Right, and last but not least is a Pisces. Is Gemini juice a cocktail or something? Or is it just Gemini energy that you mean? Eight of Swords for Pisces. Five of Pentacles. Four of Cups. Okay, give me a second here. Eight of Swords and Five of Pentacles, it's kind of being together like that. When the Eight of Swords, it is the first card. It kind of speaks for difficulties. Okay, difficulties that you're facing. You may kind of like feel and think that kind of like you can't deal with, so to speak. Well, I have been always around. Okay, it's just probably YouTube algorithm is not kind to me, but I am always around. Every week I'm doing live streams. So these cards do speak about difficulties that you're facing. And with the Five of Pentacles next to the Eight of Swords, people usually think, or this energy makes people think that it's because of them. For example, you're facing difficulties in your relationship and you may think that it is because of you. Okay, it is because how you live, it is because how you address people, it is because you just in general, you know, your behavior. Or you may be facing difficulties in your job and kind of like you may think that it is because of you. Yes and no. It is because of you, because there are limits you are bestowing upon yourself that there is no need of. So you gotta lift those limits up of yourself, that is. But it is not because of you, because of your behavior, or because you're doing anything wrong. Okay, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just there are things you aren't doing. That's really is the issue here. Okay, so it will be good to kind of like get out of your comfort zone, loosen up, so to speak, think outside of the box, whatever you want to call it, guys. There are self-imposed limits that you have bestowed upon yourself, which they need to kind of like be omitted, like Pisces Moonbeam likes to say. And then you will see that you do have far more options available and far more room to grow. So it's a week of a personal growth for you, Pisces. All right, guys, this concludes the 12 star signs for the general readings. Now jumping into the super chat readings for the week. So let's check on first one, Rocky. All right, Rocky, these are your cards. This week is going to bring you a successful partnership that involves distance. Okay, that involves distance. That could be a client you're working with that is kind of like distant from you, different country, different city, whatever the case. Or a person, it is just involved distance and it is a partnership. Which partnership always needs to be maintained is not the right word that I would say. More of a kind of like cradled, if you know what I mean. But through that partnership, this partnership itself is going to be a super important piece for you that clicks in, and just it makes everything sensible, for a lack of better expression. When that partnership forms, it's all gonna make sense. It's all gonna make sense, and it's all gonna have a reason to move forward, whether we're talking here about career or whether we're talking here about a intimacy. Big truths are gonna come with it as well, and informations that will allow you to basically put a very accurate diagnosis of the whole situations you are finding yourself into at that particular given moment. But it is a big partnership, or which is less likely, but also it could be interpreted as a deal for inheritance. Okay. So that is the primary topic for you within this week, and this topic is going to be super important. It's going to be like a wake-up call, so you don't want to miss it at all. Okay, Nancy, let's check on your week. Well, Super Chat works. Through Super Chat, you donate to the channel, and in return, you receive a reading. All right, Nancy, those are your 3 cards. You will be lied about. Those are the 3 cards. So this week, according to them, and not just only to them, I do use also another system here to determine the topic itself. And the topic is money. Okay, you will be lied about money, or the other way to look at the cards is that there is going to be a problematic news about money, which well, first is going to kind of like make you feel helpless in a certain way. Okay, but then because we do have the 8 of Wands to the 3 of Swords, the worse it is, the better it's gonna end. Okay, because when we do have the 8 of Wands as a influence to the 3 of Swords, this is when people, people, the more they are pressed to the corner, the more they feel they are back against the wall, the harder they fight, and the more they kind of like overwhelm in return the whole issue and the whole problem. And the whole problem is going to be caused by a coworker or a person you're working with. Okay, so just be very, very vigilant when it comes to dealing with money this week and with the people that you are working out. I mean, that could be something that doesn't pay you, right? It uses your services and it just doesn't pay you. It lies you that they're going to pay you and they don't. So in my experience, these things cannot be prevented from that other system, but they can definitely be mitigated, right? Definitely can be mitigated. So one thing you can do, just don't take people's word for it throughout the week. Another thing is just don't allow, how can I put it into words, a mental cruelty to get to you. Because with that 3 of Swords being at the prime position, this is a week where you may hear some no, it's not a theft. It's not a theft. It's more like a lie, all right? It's more like a deception. For a theft, we are going to have other cards. One specific. Because theft, it's like... yeah, it doesn't look like as a theft. It's more like a problem, all right? It's a lie. Another thing, like I said, is that you may hear some kind of like nasty words, like I said, mental cruelty about yourself. Just brush them off, right? Brush them off. Don't allow them to fester in your mind. Other than that, Nancy, what this week is good about, fixing problems. Because with the 3 of Swords being at the prime and the 8 of Wands influencing it, you can find many ways to resolve one issue. And you get to choose which one you're going to go forward with. In my country, we do have an expression for it, but it doesn't sound well in English, so I'm not going to say it. All right, next, Yasmin. Mary, thank you for the $2. Thank you, Mary. The end of the stream, which is very soon, you're going to have your personalized reading. You're welcome. I do hope that it is something small, because let me give you an example. How manifested for me once. This because when I start dealing with this system, I was asking that system every single day, show me, something important that is going to happen for me on the next day and whatnot. And one day they showed me that someone is going to tell me that they love me. Okay. I kind of like, what the hell? And I remember it was New Year's Eve. And 5 to 12, okay, 5 to midnight. I was tagged in a post. Only 5 or 6 people were tagged in that post, and this person had a lot of friends. So they choose only 5 of us in that post saying that they love us. All right. So that is one thing about this system. It is that you don't, yes, you do get to know the future, you just don't get to understand it. You're welcome, Nancy. Always a pleasure, Nancy. All right, Yasmin, these are your cards here. Okay. And your theme, social, this week is going to be all about the social experiences for you and recognition from people, recognizing you as, the center of the company, the brighter person there, the most vibrant one, and so on and so forth. Many friends of yours are going to involve you into a certain matter. So a certain friends. I don't want to say many because people, for example, I do not have many friends, okay? But it generally people who do have something to do with you will want to involve you into their certain matters, and this is going to be a week where you get the chance to consolidate a lot of friendship, which by the way are going to be super useful friendships, because the people that you will consolidate friendships with throughout this particular week, you can be of a mutual use without leeching from one another. In other words, you have things that you have, or rather like you have things that you do not need, which other people need, and they do have things that they don't need that you do need. So basically you can give to each other without depriving one another, all right? And this is going to be super fruitful, like I said, friendships, a week of friendships, and why not alliances, all right? Why not connections, if you will. And on a personal note here, is going to be a great week for you to invest in your place, in your home, like renovate it, buy new stuff like furniture, if you are planning in these kind of things. And also just appreciate what you have and underappreciate what these cards are speaking here is that what you have as a relationship, as a job, whatever, has, at least according to these cards, more potential, but it needs more investment, right? So think about what you can invest more in your home, in your business, in your relationship, in generally in the way of you having your life, because it's not going to be gifted to you. It's pretty clear by the Wheel of Fortune next to the King of Pentacles. Just nothing comes for free for you, but the price, again, that you will have to pay is in a measure of things or aspects that you do not need, at least for now. So you better pay it now than later when the price is something that you do need, if you know what I mean. Well, it's not going to hurt you if you do so. You do make some kind of a social gathering. I'm not saying, these kind of like a university parties and whatnot, but inviting friends, to just kind of like celebrate the renovation is going to be a great thing for you. All right, next, Sue. You're welcome, Yasmin. All right, Sue. These are your cards. All right, so this week is going to be a week of realizations for you. What I mean is that certain things you strive for, you're going to see that the way you are striving for them outdated. It's just outdated and it needs to be changed. Which, with this new adaptation, you will have no problem whatsoever. So this is going to be a week where you're going to start changing plans, concepts, visions, if you will, which could lead to you changing targets, people. It's not going to be that big of a changing job or a place to live, but definitely it's going to be a week where you will see things you do, things you believe in, or things you're planning that's just they're not going to work out, and you are going to replace them. Thankfully, this is going to happen before the storm, so definitely it will be on time, the very, very least, which readaptation will allow you to exert influence above everything else and get whatever you do yearn, or satiate the yearnings of your heart as per the devil. Something that you should be vigilant at, a person you're working with, co-worker, I would say, will start making problems, will deliver actually a certain problems at work or into the project itself, which by the way could be a big influence in a term of that you will have to change your plans, you will have to change your concepts, all right? You will just have to work in a new environment, so to speak. But these new concepts, they're gonna linger for a very, very long time, and they're gonna serve you very, very well. So do not get yourself surprised if now Monday you do have one perception for a client, for example, or for a project, and somewhere mid Thursday you just don't think that way anymore, and you do think in a new way, and you may think, oh my god, what is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. In fact, you are on the right track with all that. I don't know if you do have a person in life, right? Like a partner in life, a boyfriend or a husband. If you don't, and if you do happen to start dating someone and you are falling in love, you need to know that that's the one. We do have a very strong indication for this one. I mean, that's the one I mean, soulmate. A very strong indication for this one. And these cards are advising you to truly use your influence. You may be restraining yourself to do so by now, but you should put it into action throughout this week. All right, next, Taco. Let's check on you, mate. You're welcome, Susie. All right, Taco. These are cards for you. And this week, there are going to be a lot of talks in between you and your family or a family member. And you will convince them into something. You will convince them into something which is going to make your life way easier than it is right now, and it will give you the opportunity to put into motion. I don't know what, but it's just what the cards are showing here. This convincing part could be both ways. Okay, it is just you may have a completely different opinion and from them, and you can meet somewhere in between that is gonna work for you both. But that is the key here, is gonna work for you both. Is gonna make your life much easier with you and that family member or family entity, whatever the case. And again, it will allow you to put certain things into motion. Other than that, these cards are showing initial results that you are going to be very happy about and very optimistic for the future development. I don't know what about, all right? This is a completely general interpretation here. So if you have started something like right now or recently, last few days or a week, or you're planning something, expect to work out, but it will require consistency. Just to warn you here, you can't kind of like finalize it overnight, and you need to follow a particular routine pattern, for a lack of better expression. But the cherry of the cake, it is those conversations with your family or with a family member that you're just going to reach an understanding, common ground, agreement. And again, that will allow you to put into motion certain stuff of yours. Okay, that was for you, Taco. Next, astrology happenings. You do want to know about you and your sister. Should you move closer to her as she is asking you to do so? Like I said, the best thing I can do is, without kind of like making choices for you, is to tell you what kind of experiences you're going to have if you do so. Are you going to be happy, comfortable and whatnot, so you can make your informative decision. So let's check it out. These are cards. Do you know what's going to be the bigger problem here? That you will feel a bit, just a tiny bit, all right? Not like super abrasive, not super invading, but just a bit, that your independence is infiltrated. And we can see that very well. 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, right? Like a pressure upon your independence. It's not like you are going to be told what to do, but you're going to feel like you have to, because now the circumstances are just so right. And I mean these kind of like pushes from the circumstances themselves, and that's going to be a bit annoying for you. And this is going to be the negative experience, only the negative experience that you are going to have if you do move closer to your sister. Now, on the positive end, it will be super recharging. Probably this isn't going to be because you will get closer to your sister, but because of the place you're going to choose. Super recharging. These two cards are speaking for extreme comfort. Extreme comfort, like, you will feel secure, and like there is nothing that can kind of like throw you off, if you know what I mean. And also, I don't know how exactly and why this is connected, but An old lover may reach out to you if you do move there. Not may, they will. The question is, are you going to allow it to happen or not? I mean, kind of like take them in or not. In my book, it's a good move. In my book, right? This feeling a bit restrained and that your independence, it's kind of like stiffened. It's a good trade for the stability and the comfort you will experience there. There are no other issues aside from the independence one, which is a minor one again. Now, if we do have 10 of Cups, that would have been a big issue. That would have been a solid issue, because this isn't just independence that we're talking about there. We're talking about a grip on the happiness, right? This is a grip that your sister will try to make you dependent, your happiness depend of her, but we don't have the 10 of Cups here. We do have the 10 of Pentacles, which is the material dependence, okay, of the circumstances. All right, Ria, you do want to know how that person feels about you, their feelings towards you right now. So let's check it out. Bear in mind again that these are the feelings right now. You're welcome. Shocked. In order to interpret them better, I would need to know your last situation. But it's definitely a shock and a loss of hope. That Eight of Cups to the Tower card, that is a loss of hope, like something irreparably broken. All right. So my advice is that if you do want things to work out in between you two in any way, it's best to restore that hope. Like, I don't know, reaching out, being nice. But it is definitely, the feeling is hopeless. Shocked and hopeless. That Hangman there. Yeah. Well, that explains it. You walked away. Maybe he's shocked that you do walked away. But it's definitely a hopelessness here. The Tower card, Eight of Cups, telltale sign. This with the Hangman, it's much more complicated to the Tower card. And it's I don't know how to put it in words. I can feel the feeling, but I don't know how to put it in words. It's like, it's like a disbelief, you know. It is a disbelief that whatever happened, and the inability want to recover. So I do think that, I mean, you have delivered quite a damage here. If that was your target, I mean, if that was the purpose, you did what you did. There you go. I mean, you do have it. But it was quite a damage, and It's not irreparable, but that's how he feels, right? That's how that person feels. And it's up to you to kind of like change that. Having the hangman for certain doing nothing is going to consolidate this feeling of, yeah, it's, nothing can work out. So you gotta give him a different perspective if you want things to stir. All right, News Devon, you want to know what awaits you. So like I said, I'm going to use the Lenormand system for you. I'm not going to show you the cards though, so you know. Well, you're welcome. It's just you delivered quite a damage. Maybe on his ego, right? Maybe he thought that, you know, he can be like that forever and that you are never gonna walk away. But alas, this is just what happened, and he just don't know what to do. Because with the tower being there, that is a shattering, definitely shattering. Like the whole thing that he built with you, destroyed. It's either a news for a traveling, long-term traveling news devon, or a news for inheritance. The second one is most likely. Okay, that awaits you throughout this week. Now, whether you are going to take the travel or you are going to secure the inheritance, that is, how can I put it into words, a matter for the future. This is the week that awaits you a news for either of those things. Hopefully it's a good one. I mean, at least the cards are giving an impression that it is a good one. So congrats. Oh, you know what I mean? You do have an idea what I mean, don't you? All right, Mary, let's check on your week. Your card is Two of Cups, Mary. Huh. Well, on a completely generic way, Two of Cups says, yeah, it is. So on a completely generic way, Mary, Two of Cups gives you a super peaceful week where it's just you're gonna get along with people and people ain't gonna mess around with your stuff whatsoever, right? And it's gonna be a super, you're welcome, News Devon, super fluent, right? Super fluent. There ain't gonna be any for example, shyness. If people have ego or you have ego, it's just not going to be a problem whatsoever of your business relationships, your friendship relationships, even your intimate relationships. For the intimate relationships, an unobstructed flow of emotions you're going to experience throughout the week, but if you don't have a boyfriend, someone is going to show up. Whether you take them or not, your choice. But it's going to be a good week, a peaceful one, the very, very least. All right, guys. Thank you so much for attending, and thank you so much for your generosity as well. We're going to see each other next time. And until then, bye.